Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Matt Zach here with episode 2 of Franchise Mode. Now, in the first episode, I know I put a lot of rules out there, so I'm just going to explain them again. My first rule is I can't draft or I can't sign any players that play with the Montreal Canadiens at the start of this year. The second rule is I can only sign one free agent player per year, so I will definitely be doing that in this video as well. My third rule is I can't make any trades at all. My fourth rule is if a trade is offered to me, I can accept it if I want to. And the fifth rule is waivers is definitely something that I can do, as evident of the first video. And but for this video right here, we're going to do the draft. We're going to probably do the free agency and the re-sign, and we will be ready to go for the season. So for the draft, obviously we need anything in the world. Anything would help. Just check real quick who retired from Montreal. Brendan Connolly, 64 years old. Not 64 years old. 64 overall, 31 years old. I guess I guess we're going to miss him. Let's just check, see who retired. Not all the players, actually. But the pretty obvious ones there. Yager, Iginla, Hossa, Eliash, and Datsuk. The All-Star, Danny Heatley, retired as well. Olli Jokinen, Savard, Pronger, they were already pretty much retired. No, they were already retired, sorry. And a few other players there that you guys can see. So, thank you to all those players. So here we go. We're at the draft. We're picking second overall. Now, I'm looking for probably Nolan Patrick. That's the guy that I would probably need the most. He's pretty high overall. I think he was like a 76 overall right out of the draft. So that's the guy who we're going to look at. And here we go. We're going to start the draft. So Anaheim was lucky enough to win the lottery and get the first pick. We're not going to trade for it. We're just going to hope for the best. I don't have anything else in the first. I don't think. I don't. Okay. There's actually something else I would like to say that I didn't say. All the prospects that I didn't have, I did trade them in this franchise mode. All I got was 7th-round picks, just seventh rounders. So you can see I have a lot. And the Ducks picked, while I was about to tell you, they picked Vesalainen, the elite left wing forward, which leaves us with the pick that we want. So here I'm just going to show you real quick 7th-round picks. There's another one. I got a few more. There's 2, 3, 5 so far, 4, 6, 7, 8. So I got 8 7th-round picks, who are probably not going to be that much. But here we go. 2nd overall pick in this year's draft. Now, I could pick a defenseman, technically, but I don't want to because I already have some. Ryan Murphy and Xavier Ouellet. So I want to keep those. And I'm going to go... He's the best player, I think, from this draft, so I'm going to take him. Nolan Patrick, welcome to Montreal. It will not take you a long time to make the team. Second over. I could have picked a defenseman, but I don't really need one right now. I need more. I need some forwards. I didn't get one at all from waivers, so I need someone. We're just going to get through the top 5 here. The Blues will select Liljegren, the defenseman. The Leafs will pick Comtois, the left winger. And Columbus will probably pick at the last top 5, Rasmussen. So there you go, top 5 picks. And I want to see who the Oilers take, if they finally take a defenseman or not. Hey, they do. Foot. They actually picked a defenseman. Wow, good job, Oilers. So we're going to go to our 2nd-round pick, which should be number 1, I think. Let's see. Yep, okay. So we got pick number 1 in round number 2. So here I'm just looking for anything, depth, defense, goalie. A goalie would be pretty cool to look at, actually. But a winger would be nice as well. So we're going to see here who we got. Offensive defenseman. Another center. Goalie, Bobkov. I don't know. This is tough. Wingers aren't really a commodity right now. It's either the defenseman Kovacs. Morin would be I think Morin was a high draft pick from the Q. I remember that. I'm going to pick. How old is Kovacs? Kovacs is 19. I lose a year. And this guy is 18. Okay, I'm going to try. I need some centers. I'm going to go with Antoine Morin. Bottom six. He's a top six. Oh my God. Okay, that's great. Top six medium. That's perfect. So we got two centers that are potentially ready to, or potentially will be great for us in the future. So that's good. So we got two good picks. So I don't know. I don't think I have another second. I might. Let's check it out. No, I don't. Okay, round 3, pick number 1. This will be the last pick I make unless I have another round 3 pick because I don't want to bore you guys with players that I pick. So let's see. We got a few wingers there, 2 power forwards, a 2-way forward, and a few centers, a defenseman, Aucoin. What's this guy looking like? AHL other forward, 18. We're going to take a chance on Zablocki. I think I'm saying that right. AHL top 6. So not that great, but I mean, if he's an overall of over 60, he'll definitely make the team next year. So I am going to sim the rest of the draft. See if we can get anybody else. As you can see, we are 7th round picks. So there you guys go. Patrick, Morin, Zablocki are the picks that we made. And the rest of the players on that list are all drafted by us. As you can see, starting from 181, we got a bunch of 8 7th round picks. So, I mean, we got a few players there, but we probably won't use all of them to start. So we're going to go to the re-sign phase. I'm just going to show you guys a contract situation. I'm not going to do it because there's a million contracts I have to re-sign in players. And the one thing that's frustrating about this is I have to sign a player that's like, I have to sign a sucky player to a big contract because I don't really have a choice. I mean, there's no player here that are going to make me offer them millions, so I don't really have a choice here. But as you can see, there's Nolan Patrick, 72 overall. There's this guy too, Vitaly Zykov, who we got in the 7th round. That's a high overall, 68. And we got Burmistrov as well, 19-year-old sniper. So we got a few players that will be better than our team last year in the draft, which is good. So I'm going to get through this, sign everybody, and I'll see you guys in either free agency or I'm just going to show you the contracts after. All right, guys, so I've just re-signed every player. Now, as you can see, my cap space is at $18 million, and so I have enough room to sign whichever free agent I want. But the problem with this is I have to sign 3 players at pretty much max contracts. Reason for that is if I don't do that, I have a lot of cap space, like almost impossible numbers of cap space left. And because I do that, I don't have to overpay the rest of my players. For instance, if I'd signed Ouellet and the other guys to their regular contracts, I would be $45 million in the hole already, which would mean that all my players would get added money in their contracts, which I don't want. I really don't. So I only signed them to 1-year deals for that 1-year deals for that amount, and so I get enough cap so I don't have to overpay the rest of my players. So I just picked 3 players that were lucky enough. Ouellet is 78 overall, so he kind of deserves it, I guess. So that's the end of the re-sign stage. There was one player that actually rejected a contract, and he was one of the players that was like 60 overall. So that's kind of surprising. But we're going to go to free agency. We're going to see who we can maybe sweep up. Now, the one thing that sucks about this as well is I can only pick one player. But if the player decides to decline, I lose a chance on another player. So let's see who we got. Brad Marchand, Johnson, Pacioretty, I can't sign, Hansel, Bergenheim, Justin Williams, Justin Schultz, Bonino. So the first name that popped off the screen for me is Brad Marchand. Obviously, I'm videotaping this after the World Cup of Hockey, and he just scored the winning goal not too long ago, so I would not mind bringing a guy like Brad Marchand, especially 88 overall, to my team. The other thing that kind of sucks, though, is he might not want to come here because he wants to win. We'll have to take a chance on that. For goalies, there's Bishop, who's an elite, but he wants a lot of years. I don't know if I can afford that many years. There's also Brizgalov, Greif, Enroth, not much. There's just really Bishop that stands out. So I think I'm going to go for Brad. Not that Bishop isn't better or worse, but I need someone that can play with Nolan Patrick. I think that's the biggest thing. So he wants 5 years at 68.5. I can do way better than that just to try to get him over here. How about I do 5 years for $8.75 million? I think he might accept that. I don't know. We'll have to see. So there's my contract offer. That's the only player I can sign. So we're going to advance the days and see if he decides to become a Montreal Canadian, which would be really weird, especially that he's just signed an extension with the Bruins. But we'll hope, we'll pray, and we'll see what happens. Come on. Is he coming? Or is he not? Hey, he accepted. All right, so we got Brad Marchand on our team. As you can see, there's my achievement right there. So he will help Nolan Patrick's growth a lot. And that's awesome. Brad Marchand's on our team now. So there's nothing left to do for me here. Maybe there can be a trade or something. I don't know. We'll see if somebody offers something. And for that, we'll just sim to next season. And I'll show you the lines, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys. So here we are. Nothing happened at all during the offseason besides that. Nobody offered us anything. I don't blame them. We don't have that much. But we do have a star player now. We do have Brad Marchand on our team. I know the Montreal fans aren't going to like that too much, but hey, if you're also Canadian, and he just, like I said earlier, he just scored the winner for Team Canada. So, anyways, so here's what it looks like. Nolan Patrick has went up to a 74 overall. He'll definitely be our first line center for the year. 18 years old. You know, he's ready to become that guy for us, hopefully. On the left side, there you go, Brad Marchand, 88 overall. He's going to play first line. He's going to play in pretty much every situation. He actually had a great season last year, 81 points. So for you guys saying that I might have overpaid for Marchand, he definitely deserved it if he almost had a point a game. There's his contract, 5 years at $8.75 million, and he will help Montreal a lot. I think the growth of Nolan Patrick will rest on Brad Marchand's shoulders. There's Ouellet, 78 overall. I think that's what we picked him up as, so he didn't really go up anything. But he's going to have a lot of ice time again, so he might grow up a little bit. There's Murphy as well, 78 overall. I think he went up one maybe. And, yeah, so hopefully he can do good for us. He actually had he had his best NHL season last year, 23 points. Don't count the plus-minus. And, yeah, So that's good. And in the goal, we still have Anderson and Kozin. Kozin actually went up. He's down to 68 overall. And, yeah, so we're going to set up the lines real quick. And we're going to cut the video pretty soon so we can start our next one and start our season. All right, guys, so the lines are set up. There he is, Brad Marchand, first line. Nolan Patrick at center and Holmberg on the right. And these are still the same players as they were. So on defense, Ouellet and Murphy will still play together. And our second pair and our third pair are those players. Our goalies haven't changed as well, 68s, Kozin and Anderson. We actually only have one player scratched, and it's another goalie that we have, 63 overall. So there you have it, guys. That was my offseason. As you guys saw, it was really short. Because I could only sign one player, and the draft went pretty fast. I pretty much knew who I wanted right from the get-go. I wanted Patrick. I was really shocked that we also got a guy by the name of Morin, who is going to probably be a second liner for us in the future. But there you go. So Montreal's getting a little bit better. I know we're probably still not going to make the playoffs this year, but we can always hope. You never know. Brad Marchand might have a point a game again. But this is where I'll end the video, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. If you think I did well, if you think I'm an idiot for doing this. And unless the world ends, I will see you in the next video.